Okay, I'll try to show some of the fish you don't normally see in some other fish rooms. This is the one I kind of came up with from crossing some metalhead bluegrass I had with some regular red grass, and I ended up getting what appears to be a red-blue, kind of a mosaic tail pattern, and a metalhead. This male is a young one and has the metalhead part going on already. These are really striking looking fish. The tail isn't exactly a grass pattern. You can see, because the grass patterns are, what they are supposed to look like is as if you were looking at a field of grass from above and just little dots. That's why sometimes people get confused and call them glass or grass, but that's what they are. And once the dots change to another pattern, they really become, I guess, a mosaic, which this is. And it's a beautiful fish when the metalhead part is visible, which is apparently it's depends how happy the fish is or what's going on that particular day, I guess, because it doesn't appear all the time. This stuff that you're getting a nice look at is the guppy grass, which I'm not too nuts about. It kind of develops an algae and just kind of gets dirty, but just haven't taken it out yet. But these are really beautiful. Once I see the next generation color up and look like this, then I'll start selling some on Aquabid and come up with some kind of weird name for them, or maybe it'll just be red-blue mosaic metal heads. These are my tank of the, whatever you want to call them, Medusa, Galaxy, Nebula Steel, God knows what. They have a little bit of a cobra skin pattern on the body, and a little bit of that black kind of a dash mark like the Grass Guppies have. The more or less can be either veil tails or a delta tail. Delta tail is wider and longer. This one's kind of like right stuck in the middle between delta and veil. It's almost a delta. But these things are really interesting looking. Depending when the light hits them, they really look beautiful. The females are very plain. And this tank, I do have some, I guess, a gold variety of them. And that's one of the really strange males right there. That's a gold female. So this is a young male, but they're beautiful fish. I've had them for a long time. Probably had this line about 10 years, maybe longer. I have a few tanks of them, and probably put some on Aquabid once the weather cooperates a little more. It's getting a little hard to ship unless it's express. This time of year, it's just getting a little too cold at night. I think last night here it was something like 8 degrees, which is pretty insane. These are very cool looking fish. They're really not going to be something you could enter into a show. I don't think there's a class for them. They're not quite snake skins, and there is no class for something like this, and they don't get big enough or nice enough, but it's nice for your tank. These are the black deltas that I set up as breeders, excuse me, not black deltas, they're black Moscows, and they're coming along fantastically. I got a few of the females with the extended dorsal, and of course the males are further away. This tank's a little dirty because they like to poop all over the place, but I really like these really long dorsal females, and I've had some come out of this line and also my black delta line. So these get full black except for that stomach part, so I'm not sure what to call them. I call them black Moscows, and they're really beautiful, even though they're, you know, one color or black. But females get the black dorsal and tail and like almost a bronzish colored body. And there's no babies in this one yet. I just set them up. But see, something else I want to show with the fish room, and I'll get back to the fish. These are, well, actually I'll get to this first. These are my half black blues that sometimes want to look half black purple, and sometimes want to look half black blue. Trying to get this one in the back. This one really looks kind of purple. The dorsal doesn't quite match it, but the tail color kind of changes, which is a real pain in the neck. So these are sharp. They're really getting nice fins on them. Females get nice squat bodies and a half decent dorsal. They're half black, obviously. There's a lot of confusion in the regular guppy hobby with calling fish with black pec fins Dumbos. They're not Dumbos. They just have black pectoral fins. And it's a shame because a lot of fish are being sold in fish stores that come in from the wholesalers saying they're Dumbos. People buy them and they're really not, and they don't breed true. So these are the platinum red mosaic Dumbo ears, and if I can get them, you can see they have black pec fins, but they're really large. These fish get spooked by the gold case on the iPhone, so I'll try to get them in. But that's what a Dumbo ear looks like. They get larger pec fins. They are black, but they're not just like a regular half black fish. So these are 3.5 months old, so they're just starting to color up. But anyway, on to what I wanted to talk about, which if you're setting up a fish room, I actually got the air system set up in this fish room when I set it up about 8 years ago, probably within about an hour. And I didn't do a lot of do-it-yourself stuff. This is the pump I bought. It's a Dolphin AV50, which is basically a Pond Master, similar number. It's got a 3/4 inch exhaust, whatever. And what I did is I bought this 3/4 inch tubing, and oh, there goes somebody. And I extended that out, and I bought these manifolds from Gemco. That's I think it's JEMCO, or it might be JEHMCO. And these are pre-drilled, and I'm going to confuse myself. I think these are 20 nozzles, and you can extend the nozzles out for more capacity if you need it by buying one of these things, which I don't know if I can get back there. So I got like 5 more. So what I did is since I have so many tanks, I ran the 3/4 inch tubing up over the door, and there's the pretty girl again. And I ran that down over to this side to run all these tanks. And these are all being run by the same pump you just saw. And these fittings lock onto it, and I just screwed these brackets into the top of my wooden rack. So these are just, I don't think they're brass, I guess they're metal nozzles. And they're pre-drilled in. It's going to annoy me how many there are now. I think I'm going to have to count them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's 20s. And then this one caps off at the end right there and completes the system. Now, I don't have to bleed off any air. Sometimes you could, because that's a pretty powerful pump. And some other little tips and tricks and things. These are the reds. Is I screwed in a plain wood screw to put the nets over there. And you can also buy these 3M things. I don't know what they're called, but they just stick on, and you can re-stick them and whatever. I just have scissors on there in case I have to cut something. Now, if you saw the video of Mikey's Boiled Fish Hut, also known as Michael's Fish Room, he was in here and he showed these weird sacks of eggs with the axolotl babies growing in them. You can see they've hatched, and they're swimming around and they're eating. These things are really bizarre, very cool. And see if I can smack them. There you go. Now they move around. Excuse me. These are it's not really a twin axolotl. It's two of them that have this entire tank, but they have to basically sit in the same square 8-inch area. So they don't do a heck of a lot. They look out there. Whenever they see me, they're looking for food. They're definitely cool. They're kind of like the unofficial mascots, I guess, of the fish room, except for the girl on the calendar. These are a red grass, and my red grass line, I've done pretty well in some IFGA shows in the red bicolor class, which would be red with another color, which is black. And let's see if I get one of these males here. Now mine are starting to degrade into a mosaic. So I'm not sure how to get that back. What I do is I cross them into the other lines of, it's related lines of the red grass. And these are some more of the Galaxy, Nebula Steel, God knows what. And these I have separated because I'm trying to get them to be black and orange. And since I'm in Philadelphia, try and sell them as a Philadelphia Flyers special or something. And cool looking fish. There's really not much to them. The females, like I said, don't get much of a color, if any at all. And this tank's getting a little green. It's kind of odd. The other tanks that were green a few days ago, I got all straightened out. This one was very green, if you remember Mr. Skurnick when he was here. And this is another one of the red grass. So this one, it's mostly babies, but I have a couple of large adults in here because I have no other place to put them. Trying to get this one to show his tail. Of course you don't want to. And this tank's doing pretty good. This is what they look like when they're young. So it's still maintaining a bit of a grass pattern until they get older, and then it's starting to spread out. That what I would still call a grass, not a mosaic. Really beautiful fish. Now they get like sometimes you'll get a little bit of a cobra skin pattern on the body. And these are very large black deltas. So once again, they're not Dumbo anything. They're just half black guppies, also known as black deltas. And I do enter these at times in the IFGA black delta class, and the females in the black female class. So I do get some females that get these insanely large dorsals. Trying to see if I can get one to cooperate. Really large fish. They have tons of babies. And I'll give you a quick look at the red cobra mosaic-y things. They're panning out to be really nice looking. And let's see if we can get more of them on there. Fantastic dorsals on them. It's kind of like a thumb style dorsal, I guess. But I love the pattern in them, and I'll try to get one so you can see the intricate pattern on the body. Of course, he doesn't want to stay still. I still have some issues with getting the bottom of the tail to fill out. It's kind of, basically it's a crappy tail at this point. It's nice and wide, but I need the bottom to fill out more. And getting a few females that are matching the color, like this one. Definitely a cool strain that I'll hope reads true. I'll find out when I get some babies out of them. These things do eat their babies like crazy, which is why I have a lot of the water sprite at the top. I just fed all the fish some live baby brine shrimp, so some of that is in the tank, some of it's dirt, because I'm not the neatest guy in the world here. And these are, of course, the reds, which look fantastic. But the last thing I wanted to mention before I bored you to death is if you run out of space And I would also recommend keeping an extra bucket of water, aged water in the fish room. These are 5-gallon buckets. This one now has my Petco Guppy experiment in it. You got water spray at the top, and the 3 females I bought from Petco that have a ton of babies. So anyway, what I want to talk about quickly was if I have fish that devour their babies as soon as they're kind of born, I use one of these 1-gallon jars, which you can either buy at Walmart, or you can buy some snacks that come in them, eat the snacks, then clean it out. And I put water spray in there, or not water spray, excuse me, Java moss, and then a female guppy that's close to dropping, I'll put her in there, and then hopefully she has babies within a couple of days. And then I pull her out, put her back in the tank, try to free up a tank for the babies, but at least I can grow them in here for a while. And I do run an air stone so nobody kicks the bucket. And got that with this one, but this was a female black Moscow that stayed on the floor for about half an hour after a while, and put her back in after I saw her on the floor. And she's actually doing great. She's been alive for almost 2 weeks. Tail is starting to fall off probably from being stuck to the floor in a puddle. And these are a couple of more of the crazy axolotls that they really don't do a heck of a lot except walk around, move their gills, and look like the creature from the Black Lagoon. Very cool though. Alright, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Have a good one.